and showed proof of bride price and engagement agreement, saying they had a marriage contract and the act was consensual. He also provided chat records and surveillance videos showing the woman did not show signs of distress afterward, but the court still convicted him.
All right, so what do we got going on here? Well, this is a viral video. This case in China that's just crazy that the courts have totally abandoned all sense of justice, and they are operating under the woke mind virus. Let's take a look here.
Besides economic pressure, living costs, bride price, and housing issues, there's another reason many young men in China don't want to marry. It's linked to a social cause, the Datong rape case in Shanxi province. The case involved a couple who were engaged in Datong, Shanxi province. After their engagement, they had sexual relations. Later, the woman changed her mind and reported the man for rape. The man...
There you go, boys. That's all it takes. I used to be like, hey, go get a Chinese woman. I mean, not really, but go get a foreign woman. Obviously, you don't want to get a Chinese woman. I had a buddy, very, very woke, progressive guy. This is before my eyes were completely open to how bad things were. But he was on these Chinese dating sites, and he's like, oh, man, there's girls on here for you. I could introduce you to these girls, and you would be just set. Some of them, they're wealthy, too. They're these rich Chinese businesswomen, and they're 25 years old, inheriting their daddy's empire, and they're looking for a man. And they don't care how old he is, as long as he's American. Yeah, I'm not saying that anymore. Stay away from China. Stay away from Chinese women. I've known some Chinese women, and they've been nice, as far as I could tell. Nice enough, anyway. But they're very much like American women. And then when I talk to women from other Asian countries, they're like, yeah, the Chinese women don't date them. Men don't want to date them, and we don't encourage our boys to date Chinese women. We encourage our girls to date Chinese men because the Chinese men are really giving, but the Chinese women are not. So.
And showed proof of bride price and engagement agreement, saying they had a marriage contract and the act was consensual. He also provided chat records and surveillance videos showing the woman did not show signs of distress afterward, but the court still convicted him of rape. The man appealed. On April 16th, the second trial was held publicly. The court upheld the verdict, sentencing the man, Mr. Xi, to 3 years in prison. Mr. Xi appealed immediately, but the second court upheld the original verdict. That day...
So that's it. That's all it takes, is her word. He had surveillance videos. He had chat logs. He had proof that they were in an engagement, and then he still got convicted of this crime. And now I'm gonna give you the hot take here. A man, now in this case, it might have been her virginity that she was losing, so it would be a different story. But you cannot grape your wife. Okay, that act, that illegal act, is about the violation. It could be assault still. I'm not saying that it's not against the law to hurt somebody or to do this to somebody, but it's about the violation if it's the R word. So if you have an ex, if you have your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, you can't, the R word doesn't apply. So you've already invited them into your sacred space. Okay, well, they're not violating you then. They might be hurting you in some way, but it's not a violation.
It was the 712th day Mr. Xi had been in custody. Xi's mother, Ms. Zheng, told the media on April 15th that May 1st was supposed to be the start of a new chapter in her son's life. At the engagement banquet, they signed a promise that after 1 year of marriage, her son would add the woman's name to the property deed. But the day after they became intimate, the woman asked her to add her name early and then reported rape. According to Ms. Zheng, her son told her that they had disagreed about adding the name early. Emotions ran high, and they had an argument in the elevator. Worried about something...
All right, well, there you go. That's what it was. It's about resource acquisition. What do you know? Wow, women wanting to get resources from a man? Pfft, they never do that. Please. Look, we live in the modern times here in the Western world, and it's also very modernized in China when it comes to gender. A woman can go out and get as much money as she wants. She can earn as much as she wants. So these ladies need to get over this. Either you give that up, ladies, which you're not going to do because this is biology, or we go back to the old way where you have limited employment opportunities, where society says, hey, we're focusing on you. We're looking right at you, young lady. Are you having kids? Oh, you're not having kids? Okay, well, why aren't you having kids? Is it because you have a medical problem that's preventing you from having children? Or your husband has a medical problem that's preventing you from having children? Okay, we understand that. But if you're going to be not having kids, then you should not be spending any time with any men. You want to go out and get your bag, you don't get to have men in your life. It's that simple. You could choose. You die a virgin or go out and try to make babies. It's the way it used to be. This was emphasized in that. Was the name of the movie Rooster Cogburn? I will put the name of the movie up here. It's the new version. We see that the main character, the girl, grows up and she's like, I had no time for any of that foolishness. Yeah, imagine that. You had no time for any of that foolishness. Right. You are out there building an empire instead of making babies like you should be.
something bad happening, her son tried to hold the woman back. Ms. Jung questioned, how can resistance afterward prove it wasn't consensual during? There's clearly not enough evidence. Ms. Jung said that during the second trial on March 25th, they presented more than 40 pieces of evidence. They wanted the court to find the facts fairly and reasonably, and to accept their questions. They have insisted on the appeal and waited 2 years to see the truth uncovered and get a fair trial. Before the trial, the court offered probation, but Mr. Shi refused, insisting he was innocent.
Yeah, I just want to stop for a moment here because, I'm sure he loved this woman. And I'm sure that she thought that she was in love with him. But, I've heard it said that you can either love women or you can understand them. You can't do both. And the way this is looking, this woman never really loved him. If she really loved him, if she truly cared about him as a person, she would never have done this to him. She would never try to have hurt him. Yeah, she wants to get her name on the deed to the house. Okay. What do you have to do to get that? Get on your knees whenever he says so. And in a year, you get your name on the deed. That was too much to ask of her. Too much to ask. This man loves you and wants to spend his life with you. He's engaged to you. No. I would never want to spend that year pleasing him just to get my name on the deed. Then how many more years would I have to spend waiting to get my hands on the house, plotting the ending of his life before I could actually get that house? Sick people in the world.
This case sparked heated discussion online. Many said, looks like a failed marriage scam and then a false rape claim. Others said, sue the woman for extortion. It's clearly a setup. Some asked, when will men's legal rights be protected? Does the woman have connections? Many expressed fear about marriage, saying no one dares to marry now. Courts convict men without solid evidence, protecting...
Yep. And that is the way it is in the United States as well. In divorce courts, in family courts, the man gets the short end of the stick. Now, it's not as bad as a lot of the hyperbole you hear online. There are bad cases, don't get me wrong. I know there are cases where men have gotten wrecked, gotten destroyed, but people always want to say, it's always the man that they're going after. No, it's the person with the most money that they go after. That's the way the law is here in California. And California, we know, is one of the most, if not the most progressive state in the union. The process is whoever makes the most money pays alimony. So if you make about the same amount of money, you don't pay alimony. That's how it is here now. And I don't know if that's every state, but I think that's the majority, if not all states. So things have become much more fair, but at the same time, and I knew a guy, he got divorced, and stuff that he owned before he got married was given to his wife. So it's like, that's ridiculous. If he owned it before he got married, it's his.
Marriage scammers. Who would still want to get married?
April 16th was jokingly called No Marriage Day online because the second trial in the Datong engagement case upheld the original verdict. Many people started mocking it, saying the robber didn't wear a mask, but a wedding dress instead. Though it's a joke, it shows how surprised people were by the result. The Shanxi Datong engagement rape case is a mess. It's a scam using engagement as a cover and marriage as a money-making tool, what they call a honey trap. Normal people don't do this. The women took the bride price, the engagement was set, and the ring was given. That means they were ready to live together. Who would send their fiancé to jail over something like this? Men don't even dare to share a bed now, even after 30 years of marriage, because they are afraid. If courts keep convicting men like this, it will open the floodgates. For people with bad intentions, this is a clear way to get rich fast. Just come and grab the money.
This vlogger...
So it sounds like from what that last guy was saying, this is a problem in China where women are able to just point the finger at a man and say, hey, he R-worded me, and that's it. He gets arrested, and then she gets cash and prizes from the deal. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous if you just take the word of a woman, because women lie about this stuff all of the damn time. We've seen that. I Stand With Jackie, right? The case where Jackie was like, oh yeah, I was ganged by these, I think they were rugby players, or maybe they were football players, I don't know, whatever they were, at, I don't remember what university it was, but they had video footage of one of the men, like 10 miles away from where she was when she was supposedly violated by him. So, yeah, you're not going to get away with that. They were found not guilty, but I think they all left the college because, the reputations were ruined at that point. So
said the case has had a huge impact and everyone online is watching. Women fear bad men. Men fear honey traps. If a woman wants trouble, a slap can ruin a man's life and send him to prison for years. Then what's the point of marriage anymore? A man's life is tough enough without this. The marriage system may as well be scrapped. This case has dragged on for 2 years. Because the couple was engaged, had sex in the bridal house, and the bride price was paid, it kept stirring social debate and emotions. The controversy continued after the second trial. In law and public opinion, many say the evidence for rape is insufficient and criticize the courts for convicting when there's reasonable doubt. Some compare this case to the 2006 Nanjing Peng Yu case, saying such verdicts tear apart social trust. In 2006, Peng Yu helped an elderly woman who fell, but then was sued. This led to people saying, who dares to do good deeds anymore? A WeChat article compared the Datong rape.
I would like to see what that case was about. An elderly woman fell and he helped her, and then she sued him. Yeah, well, you can't do anything anymore. You can't help anybody. You can't do anything to anybody anymore. Otherwise, you get in trouble. It's ridiculous.
Case to the Peng Yu case. It's said that after the Peng Yu case, Good Samaritan dropped sharply. Similarly, after the engagement rape case, extreme self-protection strategies started to emerge, such as notarizing premarital sexual consent and refusing sex in marriage. This incident made Chinese men even less willing to marry. Life pressures already weighed heavily on marriage, and now the Datong case hit Chinese men hard again. Leftover women and men want to marry but can't find partners. Ordinary young men and women avoid marriage for various reasons. It looks like China's population crisis will get worse.
Their population crisis is going to get worse. Well, we were always talking about China being overpopulated, and then there's a problem when there's too many girls and not enough boys because everybody wanted to have a boy. But now what? Their population is dropping, and that's going to be a problem. Yeah, there's problems when you have not enough caregivers for old people. There's too many old people to take care of whatever, all that stuff. But these population reductions aren't going to be the end of the world. People think it's going to be like this big economic collapse and stuff, and maybe it will be a huge economic impact, but you know, people find a way to survive. People always find a way to get enough food to live another day. And if you can't, then you end up like North Korea, where people are being stacked up like cordwood, dead bodies. But they're still North Koreans. So you tell me. I mean, yeah, it's going to be hardship. I'm not going to deny that. There's always going to be hardship. And maybe it's going to get a lot worse. But China will survive. And you know what? I'm not shedding a tear over the United States' primary competitor in the world, having some sort of crisis. I do think this is BS. The courts are just listening to some woman. And I mean, we're going to see that stuff happening more and more. We're fighting back here in the United States, and Pride Month got canceled basically. And so hopefully people are waking up to the BS and things are going to get better here. But you never know. Things could get a lot worse. Now, I don't want to hear anything anymore about how it's men's fault. I used to entertain the idea, and yes, I will say that it is. Like, men are partly to blame for the way things are today. Of course they are. I always say women are the main reason why. I mean, women are the ones who hold the keys to the kingdom, which is what, what men want. Women have everything that men want. But I don't want to hear anything anymore about how it's men's fault. And when you got women out here who are pulling this stuff, who are saying, oh, look, he violated me. My fiancé violated me because he didn't put my name on the deed to the house. It's not men's fault. It's just not. We're the ones out here being reasonable, being like, hey, look, I want to have a loving relationship. Let's connect with each other as human beings. And then we're like, no, give me your stuff. Now, this couple, they mentioned in here that they got into a heated argument in the elevator. Don't get into heated arguments with your woman. Men, don't be stoic here. Let me show you an example of what you need to do. Before I show you this outro here for this video, I do want to thank everybody for stopping by and supporting my work. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. YouTube does unsubscribe people. And now we will watch a video of a woman screaming at a man.
It's funny! It's funny! I hate you! Bro, you're a weird too. Like, it's not funny. Dude, no, you are